Here are 5 reasons to believe the resurrection of Jesus actually happened. 1. The empty tomb. Something happened to the body of Jesus. He was crucified by the Romans, buried, and 3 days later a few women discovered an empty tomb. The place of his burial was publicly known, and if the crowds and religious leaders could have produced a body, they would have. Something happened. 2. A lot of people in the first century believed they saw and interacted with Jesus after his death. Paul claims that Jesus appeared to dozens and once to over 500 people, and then challenges his first century readers that if they don't believe him, there are plenty of other people who were there. Go ask them. 3. After his crucifixion, Jesus' friends ran away terrified and hid. These were not bold men. But all but one of Jesus' disciples ended up dying horrible deaths for their belief. They gained nothing for preaching this message of a resurrected king. They lost their families, their jobs, reputations, and became hated and hunted by all. What transformed them into fearless preachers of this radical message? Would you die for something you knew was a lie? Reason number 4, James and Paul. James went from being Jesus' skeptic half-brother to a leader in the church because he said he talked with his resurrected brother. How could anyone go from thinking their family member was crazy to believing they are God? And he was eventually thrown off the roof of the temple for his faith. I trust James as a witness to the resurrection. And Paul, a Pharisee, a Jewish religious leader who hated Jesus and his followers. He arrested and stoned Christians. Then he said he met the resurrected Jesus and devoted the rest of his life to preaching the forgiveness of sins in Jesus' name. 13 letters, about 30% of the New Testament, was written by him, and he was eventually beheaded for his faith. I trust Paul as a witness to the resurrection. 5. The simple message of the gospel has changed the world. Humans cannot work their way to God, but the good news is that God himself has come to save us. Jesus took on flesh and lived among us. His life, his death, and his resurrection is our only hope. And if Jesus humbled himself, then so should we. Christians are called to love and serve all people. This Jesus, who never led an army, never wrote a book, never had a family, never owned a home, who died a criminal's death as he was abandoned by his friends, has for 2,000 years single-handedly inspired billions to build hospitals, start orphanages, lead in disaster relief, medical research, scientific discovery, to create beautiful works of art, and the list goes on and on. This is all hard to explain if Jesus stayed dead. The best explanation for these 5 facts is that Jesus did, in fact, rise from the dead, validating his claim to be God.